Hi, and welcome back to Heavenly Glow. I'm Valentina, and I have a story to share with you guys today that might just change the way you face your worries. If you've been feeling anxious or are always worrying, then this episode is for you. So sit back and let's get into it. So recently I was feeling really worried about an upcoming event, and just like you might, I kept replaying all these what ifs in my head. I worried about what others would think of me and literally stressed about everything that could possibly go wrong. But if there's anything I learned about God, it's that he takes our what ifs and turns them into even ifs, and that's exactly what he did for me. So while feeling nervous, I decided to pray. That way I could give all of my worries to God and not feel so anxious. But even after praying, I still felt worried, and that's when I decided to open my Bible, and I came across Matthew 14, where Jesus' disciples are caught in a sudden storm while out on a boat. The wind grows stronger and the waves start crashing all around them. Jesus walks out to them on the water, and when they see him standing on the water, they are terrified, thinking it has to be a ghost. But Jesus immediately says to them, "Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid." Now, here's the part that really spoke to me. Peter says, "Lord, if it is you, tell me to come to you on the water." And Jesus simply says, "Come." Peter steps out, walking towards Jesus, but when he notices the wind, he gets scared and starts to sink, crying out for help. Jesus immediately reaches out his hand and catches Peter, lifting him back up. He says, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" And yet the same way Jesus stuck out his hand to help Peter from sinking, God does the same thing for all of us each day. He is always there for you, right by your side. But when we get distracted and overwhelmed in life, we look away from him, and that's when we start to feel like we're drowning. And so that reminded me that even in our most anxious, doubtful moments, God is still right there, reaching for us. Even when life feels overwhelming, God is in your corner. You just have to really trust in him and let him take care of all your worries. So I started shifting my what ifs, what if I mess up, into even ifs. Even if I mess up, God is with me. That small shift brought peace. So if you're listening today and your thoughts are loud and your fears feel bigger than your faith, try to just take a moment, breathe, and remember that Jesus never stopped reaching for you. He's not waiting for you to be fearless or this perfect person. He's just waiting for you to trust him enough to take the next step. And remember, even if you do sink, he'll always be right there reaching out his hand, saving you. I want to just share 2 verses I turn to whenever I feel anxious. That way maybe they can help encourage you too. The first is Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6, which say, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." That verse reminds me not to rely on my own logic, but to trust God and leave my worries in his hands. When we trust him fully, he leads us, even when we can't see the way. The second verse is Psalms chapter 55, verse 22, which says, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved." The word cast means to let go of the weight and fear you've been feeling by giving it to God. He's asking you to let him carry the weight for you. This is because when you give your worries to God, you're trusting that he's strong enough to hold and wise enough to handle them. It also shows your faith in God, where you're letting him handle your worries rather than taking them into your own hands. When you release your worry into his hands, you're saying, "God, I trust you more than I trust my fear." That kind of trust is what strengthens your relationship with him. Something I just also wanted to bring to your guys' attention was how to really give your worries to God. Because I know a lot of people talk about it, and even I mentioned it, but how do you really do that? So one of the best ways is to really just pray. And when you pray, make sure to just speak from the heart and really share what's been bothering you. Remember that your prayer doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be truthful. Just be honest with God and just really let him know how you're feeling. The more you really learn to open up to God and truly trust him with your worries, that's when your relationship will continue to build with him. Because he sees that trust, he sees that you're running to him whenever you're worried, rather than all these distractions and other worldly things. Thanks for joining me on Heavenly Glow. Don't forget to write those verses down. They'll remind you that God is always with you, even when you're worrying. If this brought you peace, share it with someone. And remember, when your life feels like a chaotic mess and you feel like you're drowning, we have a Savior who walks on water. So pray, trust, and watch him bring peace to your storm.